What the actual fuck is going on with the Tate brothers?
I moved to Romania 10 years ago, and I found an amazing country full of beautiful people. And I told the whole world about Romania. If you mention the name Romania anywhere in the world, they'll say, AndreTate lives there, AndreTate lives there. I've done nothing but promote this country. I've done nothing but say fantastic things about Romania endlessly. And when I did this, people would say to me, if Romania is so nice, if it's so safe, it's so beautiful, why has it got such a bad reputation? And I said, well, there's probably a few bad actors, a few bad people who destroyed the entire reputation. Like a few fools at TikTok.
I have never, ever seen the brothers like this. And it's going down. It's going down. This is the second time they have been arrested. But before we get into that, let's go into the first time they got arrested. So about 5 months ago, the Tate brothers were arrested and detained in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking and forming a organized crime group. Now, at this time, I didn't really take it too seriously because they were after all of the red pillars. To give you some backstory on how I knew Andrew Tate, I seen, as we all seen, like just on YouTube and all these social media sites, he would just pop up on my feed and be like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'll listen and be like, okay, whatever. You know, I'll just scroll past. Apparently, he has a huge following, and he gained that following through the courses he offers online. Now, from what I know, from the little bit of information I know from those classes, because damn well I'm not paying for those classes, but I know that a lot of the people from those classes will make a following on social media and just post a whole bunch of Tate videos, Tate clips, Tate whatever, and they'll also make a profit off of sharing those clips. And that is why we've seen so much Tate clips online, and that's the only reason why. It wasn't because he was like the guru of red pillars. It was just because he was smart with his marketing decisions, and that is how we saw a whole bunch of bullshit, right? And the funny part about this is that he was arrested when he was in an argument with Greta Thunberg about his huge carbon emission. He told Greta Thunberg about his sports cars and how much emissions they spew out. He said, please provide me with an email address so I could send you a complete list of my sport car collection and their respected enormous emissions. Right? And Greta Thunberg just says, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smallenergy@getterlife.com, which is like the most hilarious tweet that could come from her. And in this process of arguing with her, he went on live with his damn pizza box and was talking shit. And in that process, he got detained. And during the raid, they took all his sports cars. I just find that so ironic. Like, they was like, give me these shits. Give me them. And I guess they get that crime group from what he's been putting on his courses, which you'll see later. But from there, I didn't really take this seriously because, again, they were after all the red pillars. And we didn't really have that much information at the time. So I decided to go to Candace Owens' her YouTube channel and see what's going on, which is probably like the worst mistake, but we gotta talk about it. So on Candace Owens, who the fuck is that? On Candace Owens' YouTube channel, when this story came out, she was for the brothers. And we're gonna go through why she was for the brothers, which kind of makes sense at the time that this was out, but now it don't make no sense. But for beginners, the person who put these allegations out and called the cops on the Tate brothers was a person that goes by Gabby. Now, Gabby was one of the victims, and she was the one to put these allegations on the Tate brothers. Valid. But it was very weird because due to her background, and I'm not trying to judge anything on somebody's background, but there's patterns that we could look at. It seemed to me as if she does this for a living to get money or get some type of gain from it.
There is an American victim that is being held captive against her will by somebody that is living in Bucharest, Romania. And that's kind of a big deal. So who is Gabby? First, I'll tell you who she is according to the Tate brothers, who is suing her in Palm Beach County, Florida. According to them, again, this, if you want to take their word for it, Emma Gabby is a predator who has a long history of baiting men into sexual relationships for the specific purpose of destroying their lives. She has a chain of victims going back several years to when she was a minor. Her modus operandi is as follows. She devises sophisticated narratives to elicit compassion and sexual attraction from unsuspecting men. She uses these men as hosts, taking what she wants for personal, emotional, and economic gain. At some point, she begins to exert control through intentional infliction of emotional distress, causing injury to the host. If her efforts to control do not produce an immediate return on her investment, she revokes consent for prior sexual acts and threatens to have her host arrested for rape unless her demands are met. She is a serial extortionist and blackmailer who preys on successful men. On multiple occasions, she has accused innocent men of horrific crimes, resulting in their unjust incarceration. Andrew and TristanTate are the latest victims in her trail of terror and destruction that has negatively affected the lives of dozens of men and women, all with disastrous consequences. Okay, so that is very interesting. It's not often that you hear something like that regarding a woman, but here what they're essentially saying is that you have a woman who is doing this to men, who is extorting them for money, who is using them, and who is putting them in compromising positions. So I thought this is an easy thing for me to actually research, to really get behind whether or not this is all nonsense. Gabby, if you hear this, and I know that you have a lawyer, if you would like to sit on this show and detail what happened to you, I will give you a platform. And I mean that, okay?
Gabby is not coming on. She has a lawsuit. She's not speaking until the lawsuit is done. To anybody. She is not dumb. Like the Tate brothers. Moving on.
Here are some facts that you should know. Before she ever met a Tate brother, Gabby was a sex worker. She had her own Hub account, and she could be contacted via a sex hotline. Again, that is before she ever met a Tate brother. She also had an OnlyFans account and a TikTok account before she ever met a Tate brother. She also was active on the website seekingarrangements.com, which if you guys are not familiar with seekingarrangements.com, it's essentially a sugar baby website. We know what goes on, obviously, in those exchanges, and they are having sexual relations. So these are just the facts that I'm giving you about her. It's not to paint her in a derogatory way. It is just pertinent to know that because there are many people that are walking around assuming that this was some innocent person.
Yeah, we could stop her right there. If you want to go look for what she had to say on the first arrest, I'll link it down below. But that is basically it. She was a victim to other people. She was putting herself out there, which she should take a little bit of accountability for. But that does not mean she should be trafficked if these allegations are true. At the end of the day, she's still a victim. No matter if she put herself out there, no matter what. Most of the people statistically who were actually assaulted, actually trafficked, statistically, it is more likely to happen again. At the time, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But now I'm backtracking that thought because there's so many. She made it seem like it was just this one Gabby person doing all this. No, there is many people that are victims to the Tate brothers. And in the case of Gabby, even though she did put herself out there on the internet, she was on all these websites selling her body and all this, that does not mean she should be trafficked. She's a victim. And I'm going to prove a point right now. Let's look into what sex trafficking is defined as in my little notes right here. So, human trafficking is a crime that involves forcing or coercing people to perform labor, services, or commercial sex acts for the benefit of the trafficker. The coercion can be physical, psychological, subtle, or overt. And now Tate has been on many clips and social media videos and all this and that, talking about how he gains the interest of these women by romantic coercion, promising them they're going to get married, they're going to have this beautiful relationship, bring them to Romania, and then starts to slowly get them into webcam videos.
The majority of my money wasn't made in fighting. My money was actually made in the pimp game.
A pimp is a human trafficker.
Okay, you look at it from my position. Pimp game. Having sex with girls is all good, but how do you get them to do as you say, make you money, obey you, allow you to cheat on them in front of their face, and still love you? That's the game.
Pimps for themselves believe that they are managers of prostitutes.
The skill I'm going to teach you is exactly the same, and you can easily street pimp with the things I'm going to teach you. The PhD course is my recruitment system. A PhD is a pimp and hose degree. There
are multiple types of pimps out there, and those would be a Romeo pimp, also known as a finesse pimp or a lover boy.
I'm accused of using a method of human trafficking called the lover boy method.
Romeo pimps are pimps that use manipulation through flattery, through finesse.
Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich. There's no such thing as having girls who work for you who you've not fucked. It's impossible. You have to fuck them, and they have to love you. It's essential to the business.
There is also gorilla pimps. Gorilla pimps are definitely pimping through heavy hands.
Being who's what? Who's what?
You have
a belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises.
Your victims, when it comes to gorilla pimps, will have visible bruising. They will have scars. They will definitely exhibit outer traumas and fear of men in general.
If I locked the door, you knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? Yeah, my approach to women has always been how to get money from them. I was all about trying to get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house to make me money. That's what I wanted. Where's the money in? Legal shit is a cost. We're not interested in costs until we've seen the money in. Do not get legal before you get rich.
Once he has his victims in hand, if the victims end up retaliating or trying to leave or gain their independence from that specific pimp.
If you're not fucking the girl, she is fucking someone else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind, as opposed to you.
The common characteristic between all pimps is that they're exploiting other human beings for money.
I'd have sex with women to get their money. I didn't want to have sex with them. I was trying to get the money. I didn't even really want to fuck the girl. I want to know, she better love me afterwards. I need to get paid. I got rent.
Now, in the case of Gabby, although she was already performing on these sites and doing all this and that to her own body, whatever she wants to do, that's her body. Although she did all this, she was still coerced by these men to go to Romania. In a text message exchange, these brothers said, hey, come to Romania, you have a better opportunity, you probably make more money, and coerced her into going to Romania, living with them. And if there is any money exchanges, any proof of human trafficking, sex trafficking, one being the coercion of her having to move to Romania for the benefit of financial gain, if that financial gain is proven to have been sent to them, that's a big issue, a huge issue. And that is the only reason why I'm bringing up the first incident. And now people are saying, oh, why is he getting raided again? They already did this. When you're getting raided by the feds, they are allowed to go to your house multiple times. They are building a case. And if they just need a little bit more information, they're going to raid your house again, especially if you're on the internet just saying shit, just just snitching on yourself. Of course, they go to be up in your business, right? This time around, he was arrested for human trafficking minors. And there's a lot of proof coming from his mouth proving that he has had relations with minors in the past and probably ongoing as well.
No, I want a virgin wife at 16 who's going to obey me. That's what I want.
I was contacted by TateTate, the older of the Tate brothers, 3 years ago when I was just 16.
So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a 21. I don't care. Bro, I was banging her, like looking at her Facebook on the phone, like just staring at a different face. Because I had to bang her. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. 6 years.
So he's been with Vivian for 6 years, right?
Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's 21, and at this point he's been a girlfriend for 6 years. It means that they met when she was 15 years old.
I'm fucking all these 6. I'm fucking all these 15 or whatever the law is in America.
We gotta go to how they look coming out the courthouse and what they had to say this time around, because it is a very, very, very weird, awkward video, and I want y'all guys to see this. If you haven't seen it, have fun. If you have, watch it again, because it's so weird. It's so bizarre. It's very bizarre.
I moved to Romania 10 years ago, and I found an amazing country full of beautiful people.
First of all, I'm sorry. First of all, what is this shirt? What is this shirt? I'm not understanding how you want us to take you seriously and you want us to take your side, at least. You want us to have some type of like emotion towards what you're going through right now. But you got a shirt that says money sign daddy. This just, if this, you're just snitching on yourself, not even saying anything, just snitching with your shirt. I don't know. What is this? And then the TristanTate is just shell-shocked all over. Like, look at him during this whole interview. He don't know what to say. He don't know what to do. He looked like he saw a ghost. You know those soldiers that come out of war and just have PTSD all around? That's what he looks like right now. Shell-shocked. For real. What are these sunglasses? What are these sunglasses? And Tate is the only one that looks kind of normal, but his shirt just throws off the whole thing. And he's so angry. I really don't know. I really don't know what this video is, but we go to continue. TristanTate is just like he almost looks, his eyes are wide. And I know they say they don't take any drugs or anything, but like, he looked like he on something. Like, why are your eyes so diluted?
I've been patient. I've played the game. I've respected the judiciary.
Ooh, different
I've gone
angle.
to every appointment on time. But they bust in my house again. And now I've come along saying there's 35 victims. You know, all 30 of those girls, 30 of them have statements in our defense.
And that's also an issue. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But for me, I assume since it's a sex trafficking or a human trafficking allegation where you coerced and use physical and psychological abuse to get these women, I would assume they won't take those letters or whatever you got in support of you seriously, because of course a victim is going to be like, yeah, he's a good person all around. You should trust this man. If they're being abused, like, I don't get what that proves. You get what I'm saying? I don't get what that proves. You can say that all you want, but that doesn't really legitimately give you leeway, especially if they have proof like this is going on, and especially if you've been snitching on yourself since day one in the courses that you provide. What?
I've done nothing.
Oh, that bald spot is serious.
Went to the room, smashed the room up, told her I knew what she did. She sent me all the money, but that has happened to me before.
The media is complicit. All of you are. When they first threw us in jail, when they first put us in there, you're all running around saying human trafficker. None of you said, where's the evidence? Where's the proof?
A lot of people said, where's the proof? Where's the pictures? And they can't give it to the media because it's a case that they are building up. They're not going to release any information about the case before it happens. And this is going to take years for them to build an actual ongoing case, especially with the charges that he's up against. So none of this has to do with anything. Y'all could go and see this. I just want to show the reaction TristanTate is giving because what the fuck is that? And I think AndreTate is just digging himself a hole. He should have just said nothing. Said nothing. But I'm not a lawyer. That's his lawyer, I think, allegedly. And we just, what? A lot of people are saying in the red pill space, which is really weird, that it shouldn't matter because the legal age in Romania is 16. In the UK, it's also 16, unfortunately. In LA, it's 18. And I think in the US, it's 17. But regardless of the age of consent in any of these countries, he is still a US citizen. 1. 2, he also still coerced these ladies, allegedly, to go to Romania to have relations with these women and then proceed to allegedly traffic them. So either way, it's weird. Either way, legal age, it's weird. On top of that, why is a grown man talking to minors? That, even though it's legal to do so, it is socially unacceptable. And I don't know what it is with the red pill spaces and weird antics of, well, it's legal. Is it socially acceptable? No, not even that. Is it morally acceptable to be talking to a minor whose brain is not even developed yet, who they haven't had any experience yet? They don't probably even know what the fuck is going on. Very young, very naive, not demure at all. I'm joking. But these women are very naive at this age. We all are. And that's a very vulnerable position to be put in, especially if you're talking to men 2-3 times your age. And for me, when I was younger, I was very naive, but I always realized like these men want something from me that I don't understand they want, because they are looking at me weird and I don't see myself like a sexual being, but these men out here would portray you in that way because they are just fucking weird. Just weird. That's all I can say. Just weird. And they know how to manipulate. Even if some of the young girls are provocative or out there doing stuff they shouldn't be, there might be an underlying like mental issue that they should seek help for. And you shouldn't probably, take advantage of that. But, weird men all around. I just wanted to do a little short video. Is this short? I don't know. I really just wanted to do a video of this because this is crazy and is exposing not only AndreTate, not only TristanTate, it's exposing the whole red pill community. But it's crazy out here. And all I gotta say to these young women, I know these men are weird and you can't avoid them sometimes, but 1, try to. 2, protect yourself. And always stay truthful about your age, no matter what. And don't be coerced into thinking that you're mature. They're just trying to manipulate you. And I'm glad when I was younger I saw right through that, because these men just go off your feelings. If you have a gut feeling, if you have like an intuitive thought, just stay away. Stay away. Stay away and protect yourself at all costs. But anyways,